China Children's Creative Innovation and Education Summit here in Liaoning Province. I've had the pleasure, there's going to be about, I'm going to give you guys a quick look. Yeah, this is going to be a big audience. There's about 400 people here today. A lot of them are children's industry business owners. And sitting up here in the front row with me is going to be a lot of Liaoning provincial government officials. What's going on? Well, first of all, I've had the pleasure of being invited to speak today. I want to tell you a little bit about that, but before, which is terrific, right? And before that, I'm going to right now introduce to you the boss.
Hi.
This is Mr. Shen. Mr. Shen is the 多多通老板.
The manager.
You are the 中经理. So Mr. Shen is the general manager for 多多通. 多多通是什么公司? Who is 多多通? Man, they are a huge company that takes care of creative education. So now you can understand. 你很快介绍一下，然后以后我给他们翻译一下。Mr. Shen is going to introduce his company. Go.
多多通世界呢是一个国营的企业，目前在国内呢有10几家商场，它是儿童全品类业态的综合体。我们今天这个大会呢是辽宁儿童产业服务协会，是一个横向协会，涵盖了所有儿童的这个行业、儿童的品类、儿童的这个产业。简单这些吧。
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
See you later. 过一会儿会见。我什么时候演讲？大概2点钟。
2点钟。
Okay, so about 2 o'clock. Thank you, Mr. Shen. So about 2 o'clock, I'm going to be speaking today. The event starts at 1:30, so I think there's 1 or 2 speakers in front of me. I'll be speaking for about 15 minutes. Well, what's it all about? Well, think about it for a second. In fact, with Fernando on my War on China show, I have been, what have we been talking about? What President Xi's doing here in China, boys and girls. What's he doing, right? He is making sure that certain parts of Chinese society and the economy do not go out of control to the detriment of the family households in the society. So what does that mean? It means there's actually 2 areas where this focuses in on. Area number 1, Xi's reforms. Reforms, by the way, in Chinese, to teach you a little bit of Chinese today, are called 改革. 改革 are reforms. Xi's most recent when they felt the need to rein in the other Mr. Ma, you know, that Jack Ma guy, you know, and Alibaba. This began with the finance side. They're like, wait a minute, we're not going to let the wealthy do what they did in the West. We're not going to be a government where the government tells the we're not going to be a government where the billionaires tell the government what to do. Not in China. In China, the government tells the billionaires what to do. And it should be that way because these billionaires obviously need to be reined in and controlled. Western capitalism has destroyed its so many fundamental aspects of Western society, which is really frightening when you think about it. I'm telling you that in Western capitalism, the situation now is more and more that the rich have gotten so filthy rich. You can't even fathom it. I mean, if someone's worth 100 billion, you already can't fathom that. Why the hell are they becoming worth an additional 50 billion during a pandemic while the rest of society suffers? And the government says, that's capitalism, that's okay. Come on, take the moment of silence with me, okay? Feel me. You understand it's not okay. And what I'm also telling you right now is what's going on in China. She's not going to put up with it. The Xi Jinping government is not going to let it happen in China. They're not going to let that corrupt Western capitalism go over the line and destroy the society. So his points of I'm going to say points of attack. His points of focus are on reining in the wealthy, having common prosperity. Okay, 普通人 和富人有利益, right? Common prosperity. This is number one. And what's the second area where he focused in on? Education sector and gaming. So who are the people there that he's focusing in on? The wealthy, but the actual, what is happening to the family households and the children on a daily basis in their life and their education, what's going on with their brains, okay? So he went after the education industry to protect the children from malign learning and damage to their brains, and he also went after the education industry to protect family household savings and income from having to pay so much money in after-school education programs, okay? This was bad for Chinese society. Too much gaming is bad for children's brains. Nobody needs an explanation. Every country, including the United States, has rules and laws to protect our children and protect our family households. And now, China's doing it better than they are doing it in the West. They've let the situation get out of control. They've let freedom and individualism and profits become more important than the stability of the society and the needs of the family household, including protecting the psychology and emotions of your children from getting screwed up by gaming too much, by too much homework. Look, when I was a kid growing up, St. John the Baptist parochial school, Catholic school, grammar school. We got out of school every day at 3:30, folks. And you know what we did, me and all the other friends? We went back home and we watched the TV, 25-inch tube TV. I remember, my mom and dad had a Magnavox. I remember it very, very well, okay? We used to watch Dark Shadows. We used to watch Gilligan's Island. Dark Shadows, Gilligan's Island, F-Troop, Hogan's Heroes, Scooby-Doo, Mock Racer. What was that racing one? There was a racing car cartoon. I'm waiting for the reconnect on the live stream. You cannot turn children into after-school zombies, okay? So the children were going and having too much competition. And by the way, this is the things that I'm going to be talking about today during my speech at 2 o'clock. My keynotes at 2 o'clock at this conference. It's just wonderful that Mr. Shen invited me to be one of the speakers. In Chinese, by the way. Yeah, and I am recording it, so you're going to get to... So, these are the main points that are the reality, okay? Children after school were having to go into these, these what they call bukaban, after-school programs, after-school activities. But it was always just focused on homework, Shuzi and Shuye, math and Chinese. And it was just, it was ridiculous. It was just too much. Plus the families were having to pay for it, okay? So now it's the school's responsibility. The kids are in school. The school system needs to reform. At the same time, this conference is about the creative innovation needs of children's development. That's what it's all about. So there's got to be, and there is occurring here in China, a shift and a blend. That's what this event is all about today. I'm going to finish it right now. 我现在结束了. I'll catch you all later. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you later, boys and girls. Leave your comments down below for any further questions and discussions in future videos that are coming up. Catch you later, friends. Bye-bye.